Today I'll be showing you how to make some buns. I like to make whole wheat buns, and generally I buy my flour when it is on sale. It saves you a lot more money that way. For this recipe you will need 3 cups of white flour, 1/3 cup of molasses, 2 eggs. I like to get my eggs from a local farm. Half a cup of butter and half a cup of lard with 2 tablespoons of honey. Together, I melt them together and add them into the mix. 4 cups of water and 2 tablespoons of quick rise yeast. In addition to that, you will need a lot of flour. Generally, I add about 7 to 8 cups to the whole entire mix. So first, you mix 2 tablespoons of yeast into your 3 cups of white flour. Then also we'll microwave and melt our butter, lard, and honey for a couple of minutes. So this is after about 1 minute and 10 seconds. But I had to stir it to melt the lard completely. If you let it go too much longer, the lard tends to need the stirring, and the butter will melt really quickly, and then it'll start spattering all over your microwave. So you might want to just keep it down and stir the lard until it's melted. Now I'll add this to my 4 cups of water, as we'll add our molasses. I have my assistant helping me. We'll add in our eggs.
It looks like chocolate milk.
Yeah, I guess it kind of does look like chocolate milk. So how about you take the spoon out? Let's tap this off here, like this. Okay, do you want to pour that in here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you pour it in. Oh, that goes in.
Can I do it now again? Can I stir it?
You can stir that. You go right on ahead and stir that.
Can I lick it while I don't?
No, you're not going to want to lick that when you're done.
Why?
Because it's raw bun dough. It doesn't taste very good. It doesn't taste very good until it's all cooked. Okay, here's 4 cups of flour. Let's
Wow, now it looks like more like flour than buns. When this is all done, can I when the buns are all cooked, can I try one?
Yep. When they're all baked, then you can try one. That is now done, and we have to let it sit. Now, I don't actually ever really let my bun dough rise all that much before I've rolled them out. And I have a little trick that I like to use, and that is I take an old wrapper from butter, and I use that to prepare my surface. I keep my butter wrappers until I've done this, and I throw them away. It's easier than trying to scrape off the butter and do that. And I prefer using this to the oil sprays. And then next you prepare your baking sheets. I just like to take parchment paper and put them on there because it's much easier to clean up, plus my baking sheets aren't exactly non-stick like they're supposed to be anymore. And if you don't want to use parchment paper, I would suggest just rubbing the butter like I did for the table onto your trays, and that'll help prevent the buns from sticking. But I do like using the parchment paper much better. It is much easier to get the buns off and clean up and everything. Next, we just take a bit of the bun dough, cut it off, and I make my buns smaller because I like to try and get 6 dozen out of this batch of buns, and that lasts us for about 2 weeks. And then you just roll them out. After letting them rise for about an hour or maybe longer, depending upon how well your yeast works, you let them bake in the oven at 350 degrees for about, I do 13 minutes. The recipe says 15, but I always do a little bit less just to be on the safe side. I don't like them burnt. This is what they look like before they are baked and after they have risen. And here they've just been baked. They are done. And I just take the towel that I had laying over them while they were rising and I put it on the table. Here's the next one. And I just dump them on the towel, let them cool before you bag them, otherwise you will end up with soggy buns and you put them in the freezer, or even if you just have them in a bag.